Today we're looking at jank Magic the Gathering combos, but they actually work. I hope they do anyway. Our first combo is brought to us by none other than Hexanort with Stellarly Wildcard, Expedite, and Twisted Fealty. This is Stellarly Wildcard is a 3-mana 2/4 human rogue. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, exile the top card of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play that card. Also tap copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. Activate only if you cast 3 or more spells this turn. I suppose that we have, by default, played 3 spells this turn. Next card is Expedite, a red instant. Target creature gains haste until end of turn. You also get to draw a card. So I guess we're playing the Stellarly, giving her haste, and then what are we going to do with this? The Twisted Fealty. This is a 3-mana sorcery. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature. It gains haste until end of turn. Create a Wicked Roll token attached to up to 1 target creature. Is that it? If I understand correctly, are we just stealing 2 creatures? Copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. You may choose new targets for the... I think we're stealing 2 creatures. We are doing the old swipe-a-rooney over here. Is it until end of turn? Gain control of target creature until... We're swiping 2 creatures until end of turn, if I understand correctly. And I guess we beat down our opponent's face with it. Next. Unless there's something bigger to this that I don't know about. No, tap Stella to copy Fealty, targeting herself. Well, I need some explanation here, Hexanort. Okay, so we're gonna target her with the Fealty. Oh, it gets to untap her, then tap her again. Repeat the loop. Each loop, a roll token fall off her and ping everyone for 1. That's interesting. Actually, I didn't even think the roll token was even that big of a deal as part of this combo, because it says create a Wicked Roll token attached to up to 1 target creature. Now, if you control another roll on it, put that onto... I don't even know what a Wicked Roll does. Doesn't even say over here. Giant creature gets +1/+1. When the aura is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life. Wow, this was actually way more deep than I thought it was going to be. We Twisted Fealty our own Stellarly, and she keeps losing her Wicked Roll token, which then pings people. That's big brain. That's too big brain for the start of the show. Way too big brain. It's almost a 4-card combo, by the way. Even though you didn't ask for the 4th card. Okay, old boy with Forum Necroscribe and Clock Spinning. And Composite Golem. Everyone get a nice cup of coffee. We're going to have a nice long show of jank Magic the Gathering combos. Composite Golem is a 6-mana 4/4. You sack it to add 5 mana to your mana pool. Olin Wooberg. Clock Spinning. Blue instant buyback of 3 generic. Choose a counter on target permanent or suspended card. Remove that counter from that permanent or card, or put another of those counters on it. Okay, so we got either remove or add. And then we have the Forum Necroscribe, a 6-mana 5/4 Troll Warlock. Ward, discard a card. And it's got Repartee. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Huh? Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature, what we're targeting with the Clock Spinning, choose a counter to add or sacrifice. So we can... I don't get it. Like, I don't get this thing. Okay, so this thing costs 6 mana. It can come into play. Oh, we sacrifice it. So we sacrifice this thing. And then we can play the buyback. Okay, I target Forum Necroscribe. I get my Composite Golem back. Oh, and I have enough mana to replay the Clock Spinning with buyback, and I basically get infinite mana. Infinite of, I think, all mana except blue, because I need to keep using the blue from the Composite Golem. But we have infinite white, black, red, and green. Very, very, very weird. You get the mana from the Golem, then cast the Clock Spinning, buyback, targeting the Necroscribe. Infinite everything except blue, because you always run out of blue. We got Zors! Thanks so much for your super chat, Zors. Piracy and Price of Glory. It's rare to get 2-card combos on this show. Very, very rare. What is this? It's this turn you may tap lands you don't control to help pay for your spells. Price of Glory. But we also have Price of Glory, a 3-mana enchantment. Whenever a player taps a land for mana during another player's turn, oh my god, destroy that land. What a line. So okay, so I assume you have to play the Price of Glory first, which says whenever a player taps a land for mana during another player's turn, and then you go for the piracy, and then they're done for. They can't even do anything about it. It's not like they can't even tap their lands in response to interact with this thing because it's too late. This card is expensive. That is very surprising. This is a $67 card for some reason. Maybe for this exact combo? I've heard of this card. Until end of turn, you may tap lands you don't control for mana. But the thing is, like, if they're already tapped, it's useless. And it's a sorcery. I think this card looks like such a loser type of card for every reason. Probably reprint. There are no reprints for this card. There's nothing. Oh, sorry. There might be two. There's a Portal second. There was one reprint. This was the reprint. So the $67 is the OG. And then there was the 1999 starter set. There was a starter set and a Portal. It's not even reserve list. Yeah, you would think so, would you? It doesn't say reserve list here. It would say it around here that it's part of the reserve list. This is just... I mean, it might as well be super ultra rare. Until end of turn, you may tap lands you don't control for mana. Spend this mana only to cast spells. I don't see any reason why they would even want to print this thing, but it's weird. I guess 2-card combos must be very expensive or have a bad payoff to be truly jank. I mean, the thing is, people love their 3, 4, and 10-card combos. That's all. Okay, Merciless with Layla. Sorry, Lelia. The Blade Forge. Sorry, the Blade Reforged. We also have Endless Horizons. As long as you have a bunch of planes. Okay. Layla is a 3-mana 2/2 haster. Attacks, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. Whenever one or more cards are put into exile from your library and or graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on Layla. Sorry, Lelia. Then we have Endless Horizons, a 4-mana enchantment. When Endless Horizons comes into play, search your library for any number of planes cards and remove them from the game. Then shuffle your library. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may put a card you own removed from the game with Endless Horizons into your hand. I don't understand the whenever one or more cards are put into your into exile from your library and or graveyard. Oh, so we're basically you want to put like 20 planes into exile. Have the most gigantic Layla of all time. Only triggers once whenever one or more. Oh, we only get one trigger. So we put 20 cards into exile and we just get 1 +1/+1. That sounds terrible. Well, okay, it's jank. I mean, it's just straight up bad, really. But it works. It does. You'll get that counter on Layla. Whenever one or more cards. It doesn't say for each. It doesn't say anything else whenever one or more cards are put into exile. It doesn't say when you take out of exile either. This is it's a very sad combo. Very, very wet, very floppy noodle combo. Okay, next up, let's take a look at Random Mage with Barren Glory and Scrambleverse. That sounds terrible. Barren Glory. Wait, I don't get it. You need an empty hand, no lands, and a lot of luck. Scrambleverse. Okay, so Barren Glory is the 6-mana enchantment at the beginning of your upkeep. If you control no permanents other than Barren Glory and have no cards in your hand, you win the game. And then we have Scrambleverse, which is 8-mana sorcery. For each non-land permanent, choose... It has to be a non-land permanent, though. Choose a player at random. Then each player gains control of each permanent for which he or she was chosen. Untap those permanents. But you can't get. How do you get rid of your lands? Being your upkeep if you control no permanents. How did we get rid of our lands? Actually doesn't work. That's so hilarious. I like the idea though. Is there anything else that could do something similar? Like by random chance you like lose all your permanents to something else? Gurgler is just the cheese stands alone, basically. That's right, Jess. That's right. That was so funny. It's the thought that counts in this case. I think that's hilarious. Next up we got secrets. Secret card shop. A real jank as combo would be something like worship. Okay, you want worship, invisible stalker. You'd be stalking plus an indestructibility. And okay, so and an indestructibility aura. So you have your invisible stalker, 2 mana 1/1 with hexproof, can't be blocked, and you want to make it indestructible. I love the idea. And then the idea after that is you got worship. If you control a creature, damage that would reduce your life total to less than 1 reduces it to 1 instead. You forgot one thing. You are so preoccupied making your invisible stalker indestructible and incapable of being targeted by spells or abilities. You forgot that worship could also be targeted by spells or abilities. It also can be bounced. It can be destroyed. So in the end, they could destroy. They could destroy your worship and not the invisible stalker. But this combo definitely works. It's definitely beaten some people. That's for sure. Beat them to a pulp. Felicia with Uyo, Silent Prophet. Whoops, that's not the only card. You also want World Soul Rage. X equals 2, and the Wandering Minstrel plus any 2 lands that tap for mana. Okay, I'm just gonna assume you're asking for a board state with 1 billion mana. Okay, we have Uyo, which is a 6 mana 4/4. It's a Moonfolk wizard. Flying. Pay 2. Return 2 lands you control to their owner's hand. Copy target instant or sorcery spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. It's interesting. Even blue. Blue always copies the spells. Blue loves copying spells. World Soul Rage. 2 mana and X sorcery. Deals X damage to any target. Put up to X land cards from your hand and or graveyard onto the battlefield tapped. All right, so the lands that we just put back into our hand, they go right back onto the battlefield. And the Wandering Minstrel is a 2 mana 1/3 human bard. Likes busking. Looking for some dollars with that harp. Lands you control enter untapped. The Minstrel Ballad. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 5 or more towns, create a 2/2 elemental creature token. That's all colors. That's irrelevant here. And then for 1 billion mana, other creatures you control get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of towns you control. Okay, how the hell does this work? So it deals X damage to a target. Put up to X land cards from your hand and or graveyard on the battlefield tapped. I'm going to pay... How does this mechanically work step by step? Oh, you only need Wandering Minstrel so that the lands enter untapped? Okay, pay 2. Return 2 lands back to our hand. We get to copy... Oh, I see. So when we copy the World Soul Rage, we get to put like 4 lands back onto the battlefield. In theory. Or... How does this work? So you have 2 copies of this, and it deals X damage to any target. I have to pay 2 for this ability. Let's say I have a lot of mana, but I pay 2. I put the lands back into my hand. I pay another 2 mana to cast this. Sorry, I cast this first, then I copy it with this. Huh? I'm so confused. I have a Wandering Minstrel Commander deck. Very good card, and only the first sentence on it matters. What is the first sentence? Flying? That's it? It's the only thing that you care? Okay, Felicia, cast World Soul Rage. X equals 2. Copy the Uyo. Bounce 2 land. No, isn't... Oh, bounce 2 lands is part of... No, it's part of the cost. So, cast it for 2. Then we copy it by bouncing 2 lands. So I've sunk 6 mana into this thing so far. Let the copy resolve. So the copy resolves. We get our 2 lands back into play. Then tap the newly placed lands for 2 more mana. Oh, I see. That is great. Okay, so we started off with 6 mana. We tapped everything, and then we returned 2 lands to our hand. Play World Soul's Rage. Got a copy. And then and the lands come back into play untapped thanks to the Wandering Mistral. And then the 2 lands that come into play untapped get to keep copying the remaining World Soul's Rage on the stack. Thank you, Wandering Mistral. You've done it. You actually saved the day to make this jank combo, actually work. Okay, you know where to get those jank combos from? None other than FusionGamingOnline.com. They've got the inventory. They've got your Wandering Mistrals. What's it called? World Soul Rage, Uyo Silent Prophet. Even though I've never heard of these cards before. And you can get your jank combos at FusionGamingOnline.com. The perfect way to support the channel and the best way to support yourself is use coupon code Nikachu at checkout to get 5% off all your purchases. And of course, it supports the channel. And we all love to support the channel, don't we? I love to support the channel. I support myself with my own coupon code. Okay, next. I'm gonna get to Toilet Duck. Toilet Duck I think it mentioned this a long time ago. Doubling season. Doubling season. Chandra. Chill of Compliance. Oh my god, it's a new Toilet Duck. I have a feeling you absolutely love this Chandra. Equals get Chandra's -6 emblem immediately. Oh, how is that a jank combo? Like, that's literally what Doubling Season does with every Planeswalker. Doubling Season into Ultimate. Doubling Season into Ultimate. I bet that's like half the reason people love this card. It wouldn't be so versatile if it was like, how do I put it? If it was like, it wouldn't be nearly as versatile if it was green, 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 green. Okay, so what's the ultimate here? -6. You get an emblem with whenever you cast a spell, draw a card. Not even gonna lie, I don't even know if that's that good. Well, I guess if you get this off real fast, I guess that is gonna be good. Look at this. Look at this art. This is a $500 Doubling Season. It's actually quite adorable too. $500 for cat Doubling Season. I don't know if cats multiply like that, but rabbits do, that's for sure. Next, we got super chat from Marcio. Thanks so much for your super chat, Marcio. This deck is a combo. 49 gates, 4 Maze's End, 4 Reliquary Tower, Treasure Cruise, and 1 Yaji Oracle of... Okay, I have no idea what's going on here. We have 49 gates. You want Maze's End, which if you have a bunch of gates at the beginning of the turn, you win the game. Reliquary Tower. To put everything in your entire deck in your hand or something. Treasure Cruise. I have no idea why I have that. And a Yaji. Oracle of Avrios, I guess. Whatever the hell that does. Okay, what is this deck? So you have a billion gates. Maze's End says, pay 3, tap, return the land back to its owner's hand, search your library for a gate, blah, blah, blah. If you control 10 or more gates with different names, you win the game, which is great. Who doesn't want to win the game? Reliquary Tower, you have no maximum hand size. What the hell's with the Treasure Cruise? What's that? Okay, let's read. Yeah, I guess Jadzi. All right, Jadzi, what's up? 5/5. Discard a card. Return Jadzi of the Oracle to its owner's hand, so you can discard 1,000,000 times on the stack or something. Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a non-land card, you may cast it by paying 1 rather than paying its mana cost. If it's a land card, put it onto the battlefield. Oh, it's gotta be just the land. Oh, and we're putting a bunch of gates. Oh, treasure hunt. Okay, that makes so much sense. I was like, Treasure Cruise? So wait, is this a commander? This is the command. This actually makes a lot of sense. Treasure hunt. So that there's not many things to even go get. 2 mana sorcery. Reveal the top card. Reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a non-land card. put all cards revealed this way into your hand. This is a hilarious commander deck, and I assume that this is your commander. Is it all mono blue? This it's mono blue. Wow, I actually should buy this. I'm not lying. I should buy this commander deck. People will know exactly what I'm on to when I play it, though. You put the thing directly onto the battlefield. How easy is it for the opponent to interact with this thing? Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, reveal the top card of your library. The only problem with this card, shouldn't it be just like one treasure hunt and you mulligan to it or something? Because well, actually, maybe no. Maybe this is good enough, even with 3 treasure hunt. Use the back. The back side isn't blue. Well, that's fine. Oh, you also have Journey to the Oracle, 4 mana sorcery. You may put any number of land cards from your hand onto the battlefield. Then, if you control 8 or more lands, you may discard a card. If you do, return Journey to the Oracle to its owner's hand. But you can't play the sorcery side, right? That's not possible as a commander. You have to play the front side. Yeah, it's Simic, actually. Well, that's okay. I wouldn't even use the back side of that damn thing. What are the rules for this show again? If you want a free, so basically it's 3 card combos. I'll make some exception, I guess, if you're donating, and it's easy to read the combos. But ideally, otherwise, you can for free, completely for free, post your combos in my Discord if they're 4 or more. But if it's 4 or more, you got to explain it. I am not gonna try to figure out your combo. If it's 3 or less, I will try to figure it out. But you know, if it's even slightly complicated, you know, throw me a bone here. You people are throwing all sorts of, you know, that Wicked Roll token combo. There's no way in hell I was gonna see that. I needed the explanation. I needed the, what's it called? Not the tour guide, like the gamer guide. You remember when we used to buy those magazines that would help us teach us how to beat a video game? I honestly didn't even buy those magazines to beat the video game. I already knew how to beat the video game, but I just like the illustrations on those gaming guides. So I need the gaming guide here. You guys are my gaming guide. Mike, with Rise of Sozin, but anything like 3. Oh, and it's got to be like somewhat original. It's got to be jank. If it's like a known combo, if everyone knows the combo, not jank enough for this show. And it's got to work. Extravagant replicant. And you say, as long as you can stabilize enough turns to remove your opponent's enchantments, remove and haste threats first. What the hell? Okay, the Rise of Sozin. A 6 mana saga. Destroy all creatures. Chapter 1. And Chapter 2. Choose a card name. Search target opponent's graveyard, hand, and library for up to 4 cards with that name and exile them. Then that player shuffles. And for Chapter 3, exile the saga, return to the battlefield transformed under your control. And it's Fire Lord Sozin with Menace and Firebending 3. Whenever Fire Lord Sozin deals combat damage to a player, you can pay X. When you do, put any number of target creature cards with total mana value X or less from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Okay, so what's the second card do? Extravagant Replication for 6 mana. Enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a token that's a copy of another target non-land permanent you control. Can we keep targeting this? We can. The front side is technically not legendary, even though the back side is legendary. So as long as you can stabilize early enough to remove your opponent's enchantment removal and haste threats first. Yeah. So what you're just trying to say, Micah, so long as I don't die by turn 6, we got this all under control. We got it under control. What a neat combo. Next, let's take a look at Jess wants a combo. Lattice. Okay, hold on. Miko, Synth, Lattice, and Splinter removes all their lands from the games. No way, because I've never heard of this. Does it? Okay, so Lattice turns everything into artifacts. And Splinter, for 4 mana, says remove target artifact from the game. Search its controller's graveyard, hand, and library for all cards with the same name as that artifact. Oh yeah, that works. And remove them from the game. Basic lands be gone. Basic lands be gone. Unfortunately, for this combo, You're gonna probably look through their deck and find like one of that basic land. These days, no one even knows the meaning of basic lands anymore. Well, the lands in their deck in hand. Yeah, but like, you're only gonna get like one. Like if they have got a forest, maybe not forest. Okay, maybe. Okay, it depends. It depends. If it's like a 1 or 2 color deck, you probably nail them for a lot of cards. If it's a 5 color deck, no way. It's not gonna happen. People are so greedy on their mana bases that they'll get rid of all their basic lands. Welcome, Z-Man Vader. Welcome to the show. We got the Texas Dice. What does that mean? It's got a hat on it. Okay, so we have Flage, Uro, or Croxa. Any of those. Okay, let's go with Flage, I suppose. You want Solemnity. And Luminous Broodmoth? Luminous Brood. We've been here before. Okay, so we got Flage, which is supposed to, like, die, but also can have escape. Solemnity. Players can't get counters. Counters can't be put on artifacts, creatures, enchantments, or lands. Luminous Broodmoth. Flying. Whenever a creature you control without flying dies, returns to the battlefield under its owner's control with a flying counter on it. That's sick! And they can't get the flying counter. So you play Flage. I don't know if Uro would work. Uro would not be a good example. Flage can win the game, right? Uro can't. Uro might actually get you to deck yourself in the end, which would be bad. But Flage, enter the battlefield, deal 3 damage, then it disappears. And then, of course, Luminous Broodmoth would say, well, it died, so it's going to come back. So it comes back, deals another 3 damage. It's supposed to get the flying counter, but it can't get the flying counter because of Solemnity. But it didn't come back because of the escape, so it's got to get sacked again, and you just keep doing it over and over again. Uro wins with Maniac. Yeah, you'd need 1 more card. I'm just saying as spoken here. If you replace Flage with Uro, you're the one that's losing. You're going to your own funeral. And you have a front row seat to it. Praise the Moth. Yeah, praise the Mothman. Mothman, go burr. Yeah, Croxa will also kill because it can deal 3 damage. Croxa works big time. We got Gillum is going to do something evil with Parallax Tide. I never got to play with this card. And then there's an inexorable Tide. A lot of tides around here. Double Tide combo, also very mean. Okay, so I know what the first one does. It's a 4-mana Fading 5 enchantment, and you can remove a Fading counter from it to remove target land from the game. Remember, at the beginning of your upkeep, if you can't remove a Fading counter, you lose your Parallax Tide and they get all their lands back. But maybe the Inexorable Tide will have something to say about that. It's a 5-mana enchantment. Whenever you cast a spell, proliferate. Oh my god! Oh my god. So for as long as we keep playing spells, we can keep increasing the Fading counters on our Parallax Tide. It never goes to 0. We never get the opportunity to not remove a Fade counter at our upkeep, and we continuously remove our opponent's lands from the game. That is nuts. I love this. This is a great combo. This is a high-grade combo. I love how you guys find these 2-mana things. Oh, sorry, these 2-card combos I've never heard of. We've been doing this show for years, and there's still more combos to be had. Anyway, very, very beautiful combo, Gillum. Mikem says, about the combo I shared earlier, don't try it in Commander. I was public enemy #1 at the table for 2 weeks after that. I mean, it just, some people like to be public enemy #1. Some people are like, yeah, bring it on. Doesn't matter. Whatever. You sent a message and they're sending a message back to you. It's all about who's getting the message. Does Fading add a counter when you play a spell? Fading? No. Fading is you remove a Fading counter from the card during your upkeep, and then when you don't have any more Fading counters left, you lose the card that's in play. Okay, next up, who doesn't have a combo yet? Volan doesn't have a combo. No combo yet. The Ill-Tempered Loner. Either side works. That's good. Thanks so much. Then the Lore Hold command. Mode 2 and 3 target land. And the Roaming Throne. Oh, I keep forgetting about this card. It's a pretty nifty, a very expensive card. Very popular, apparently. Ill-Tempered Loner, 4 mana. 3/3. Ill-Tempered Loner is, whenever it's dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any target. For 2 mana, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Also has Damebound. Lore Hold command for 5 mana. Instant, choose 2. We can create a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token. Creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain indestructible and haste until end of turn. Or Lore Hold command deals 3 damage to any target. Target player gains 3 life. Also sacrifice a permanent, then draws 2 cards. So hold on. So you said mode 2 and 3 target loner. Okay, so we're targeting the loner. We're giving it +1/+0 and indestructible. Oh, and haste. But we're also going to deal 3 damage to it. And target player gains 3 life. You're going to be the person that gains 3 life. But whenever it's dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any target. So we're dealing the damage somewhere else. And then Roaming Throne. Ward 2. Enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Roaming Throne is the chosen creature type. And if a triggered ability of another creature you control of the chosen type triggers, it triggers an additional time. What the hell is that point of that? Whenever... Oh, I see. So it will trigger twice. So it deals that much damage to any target. So you use one of the triggers to target itself. I learned from the first combo. I learned that idea from the first combo. So we deal damage to the Ill-Tempered Loner. One trigger will go back at itself, which will then again deal. Will trigger again. Is it going to do? Does it trigger? No. But it. Oh yeah. So you use one to trigger itself. It will trigger, and you keep dealing. And every single time it deals damage to itself, you deal damage to somebody else. What a weird combo. Yeah, the loner trigger twice, hit itself once, then hit anyone else once. Is it just once, or does it just keep doing that when triggers whenever if a triggered ability of another creature you control triggers of the chosen type triggers, it triggers an additional time. It will. Oh, so it what? This is not infinite. Whenever Ill-Tempered Loner is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any target. I thought it's a loop. Okay, we need some more explanations here. Everyone at home, is it a loop or not? Whose combo is this? Loner trigger twice. It hit itself once, then hit anyone else once. But no, it's a loop. Okay, it's a loop. I got thrown off by the whole idea of then hit anyone else once. It should be hit anyone else infinite times. Yeah, it can target itself and generate the ping twice. Beautiful. It's exactly what I wanted to hear. Okay, I'll also tell you what you want to hear. Where to play some of these Jank Magic the Gathering combos. You can play them on Mana Traders. Play it on Magic Online. The premier place to play paper Magic, but digitally online. And you can rent cards for any format, whether it be Commander, Standard, Pauper, Pre-Modern, Legacy, you name it. You can get them all and play it all with Mana Traders. You can support the channel using coupon code Nikachu_AHL for 40% cash back on your 3rd month subscription. All right, we go back and forward. we have super chats actually. Marcio has another one. I like to use Kylo Apogee Mind to station Inspirant flagship vessel and get infinite turns with Magistrate's Scepter. Let's take a look. Let's take a direct look at that. Kylo. Inspirit. A lot of Inspirit cards. And Magistrate's Scepter. Beautiful. And you said to get infinite turns, you use one card to station the other. So we're using a Kylo Apogee Mind, a 3/3 with haste. Whenever Kylo becomes tapped, proliferate. Oh, so we're gonna station this thing. and then proliferate it up or something. So the Inspirant is a 3-mana. It's like a vehicle. It's a spacecraft. +1 at the beginning of combat on your turn. Put your choice of a +1/+1 counter or 2 charge counters on up to 1 target artifact, and then 8+ flying. Other artifacts you control have hexproof and indestructible. So okay, so we're charging this thing up. I assume to 8. Magistrate Scepter, 3-mana artifact. Pay 4. Tap. Put a charge counter on Magistrate Scepter. Tap. Remove 3 charge counters from Magistrate Scepter. Take an extra turn after this one. Oh! Other artifacts you control have indestructible. They can't even blow this thing up. It becomes tap proliferate. We can, so then we can like beef up the Magistrate Scepter. This uses charge. There's a lot of charge counters actually in the game. There's tons. I've played against Dice Factory. It's a deck that has it's just charge counters galore. So anyway, it's a pretty interesting archetype. And see, there's a lot of ways of beefing up your Magistrate Scepter, including this one. At the beginning of combat in your turn, put your choice of a +1/+1 counter or 2 charge counters on up to 1 target artifact. It's going to be this one, and we're going to keep taking extra turns with it. Pretty cool. Yeah, we did it. We broke Magistrate Scepter. Now, to be honest, I never see this card on this show. Nobody ever talk. I can't even tell you what this card did because it's so rarely brought up on this channel. Bruh, we got 13 hypnotism cards in all of Magic the Gathering, the year of our Lord 2026. A lot of hypnotism. Less than Blossoming Tortoise. Blossoming Tortoise and Lava Claw Reaches. Whoa! Whoa! That's an old card. That is not only old, but like super out of date. Who the hell wants to play with that? You want fling. It's not much. It's just a fling. Having a fling over here. This brings me super way. I mean, it literally just brings me back to World Wake. Okay, what's the first one? Blossoming Tortoise. 4 mana, 3/3. Enters the battlefield or attacks. Mill 3 cards, then return a land card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Activated abilities of lands you control cost 1 less to activate. Whoa! Is this going to do what I think it's going to do? Lava Claw Reaches. It's got this ability for 3 mana. Until end of turn, Lava Claw Reaches becomes a 2/2 black and red elemental creature token. With pay X, this creature gets +X/+0 until end of turn. It's still a land. Does that work? So instead of paying 1 mana, you end up paying 0 mana just because this stupid thing says so? Would you like to pay 0? I would love to pay 0. I'd love to pay 0 an infinite number of times. And then I guess you then you fling it away after that. Hit somebody for a lot of that's a lot of damage. Flex tape ain't gonna fix that. We found something flex tape cannot fix. I love how fling is like half of our janky combos. It's that if I were to take a good guess, like I bet it's 10%-ish. 10%-ish of combos. I don't think it's that frequent, but I mean we never do this show and there is not a fling combo. You can also attack with an infinite. Well, yeah, but it doesn't have trample, I don't think. Matthew Green with the Aurora Awakener. Intruder Alarm. Okay, hold on. Aurora Awakener. Okay, I know what Intruder Alarm does. Intruder, thank God. Lily Splash Mentor. 3 mana dorks. Have your whole deck on the battlefield. Sounds great. Okay, we have just imagine, people. Imagine you have 3 Llanowar Elves on the battlefield, or 3 Birds of Paradises. Aurora Awakener, 7 mana for 7/7. Trample, Vivid. When this creature enters, reveal a card from the top of your library until you reveal X permanent cards, where X is the number of colors among permanents you control. Put any number of those permanent cards onto the battlefield, then put the rest of the revealed cards on the bottom of your library in a random order. Where X is the number of colors among permanents you control. How many colors do we have over here? Intruder Alarm! Creatures don't untap during their controller's untap steps, but whenever a creature comes into play, you get to untap all your creatures. And Lily Splash Mentor. It has reach, and for 3 mana, exile another target creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. Oh, I see. With a +1/+1 counter on it, activate only as a sorcery. So we have 3 mana dorks. We're going to spend that 3 mana just to use this activated ability to just blink. I'm guessing the Aurora Awakener and get 1 billion permanents onto the battlefield. Maybe all our permanents on the battlefield? I think that was the idea. We put all the permanents on the battlefield because every single time we get a new creature that goes on the battlefield, Intruder Alarm will untap all the mana dorks and let us use our Lily Splash Mentor all over again. It's a cool one. I like it. Next up, Benjamin Berkey, Ad Nauseam. And Children of Corliss. I've never heard of this combo. If this really works. Okay, Ad Nauseam, you reveal cards on the top of your library and put them into your hand and lose life equal to... You just lose life equal to their converted mana cost. You keep doing this as long as you want, or until until you have a front row seat to your own graveyard. Okay, then we have Children of Corliss, a 1 mana 1/1. Sacrifice Children of Corliss. You gain life equal to the life you lost this year. Wow, that's pretty good. I'll like that. So you got a free Ad Nauseam. That's like a hack. That combo doesn't even. That combo is so weird. It feels like you hacked the game. You somehow got a free Ad Nauseam. It's like you somehow use coupons to get the store to pay you for buying the groceries. Very funny. Okay, next up, we have another super chat. We got the Texas Dice with Red Death plus Freed from the Real and Chromatic Orrery. The only card I don't know from all this is Red Death. And then Freed from the Real. The Chromatic Orrery. What the hell does this thing do again? Just casually play a 7 mana artifact. 7 mana legendary artifact. You can spend mana as though it were mana of any color. Tap for 5 colorless mana. Pay 5 tap. Draw a card for each color among permanents you control. And we have Freed from the Real enchant creature. You can pay a blue to tap enchanted creature, or pay a blue untap enchanted creature. Red Death Shipwrecker. It's a 2 mana 1/3 crab mutant with alluring eyes. Tap, goad target creature and opponent controls. That player draws a card. You add a red mana. Until your next turn, that creature attacks each combat if able and attacks a player other than you if able. What does this do? Okay, tap, goad target creature. Opponent controls. That player draws a card. You add a red. Oh, that's interesting. You add a red, but you can't use that for this. I assume we're untapping this somehow. You may spend mana as though it were mana of any color. Ah, I see. Okay, so we make infinite mana, right? If we have infinite mana, then we have infinite chromatic or we don't have infinite chromatic orrery. But we do have infinite. Can't have infinite mana. We can't have infinite mana because I gotta spend that mana to keep untapping this damn thing. Oh my god, a new Crab Rave combo. Can never have enough Crab Rave combos around here. Okay, so we're just going to goad all the creatures that player draw. Oh, I see. We're going to make our opponent deck themselves. We'll let them draw all their cards. Yeah, we can goad all our opponent's creatures. And that player draws a card. So they can draw themselves to death. But they do need creatures in play, or we're screwed. Yeah, I realize the opponent draws their whole deck. Assuming they don't interact with this in any way, which they can, by the way. I mean, you don't have infinite mana in front of you to constantly threaten to untap it. The Orrery and World Tree are like super OP for Wooburg decks. Also super OP for jank combos. Fabian says, I have a 150% off coupon. Pay me $20. We should be asking for $50. Or actually, yes. Sorry, I don't know what you were buying. Nikachu, it feels like you own an SUV and live away from the city. No, I don't have either of those things. Both those statements are false. We got Cammy here with All Will Be One. Obnixilis. Oh, you want the captive kingpin, huh? With a way to deal a single point of damage. All right, so that's okay. So we need a pinger, huh? Oh, how about Mog Fanatic? There we go. I saved the combo because for a red you can sack it and deals 1 damage to target creature or player. So All Will Be One 5-mana enchantment. Whenever you put 1 or more counters on a permanent or player, All Will Be One deals that much damage to target opponent. Creature an opponent controls or planeswalker an opponent controls. Or put 1 or more counters. Okay. Obnixilis says, Flying Trample, whenever 1 or more opponents each lose exactly 1 life, which we can do with that Mog Fanatic, put a +1/+1 counter on Obnixilis, Captive Kingpin. Exile the top card of your library. Until your next turn, you may play that card. Okay, good thing. It is exile. You don't have to. You don't have to draw a card, so you can do this infinite times to ping your opponents to death. And you don't deck. Well, you'll deck out, but you don't deck yourself because you never have to draw the card. You don't have to worry about that. Anyone would like to live away from Winnipeg? Honestly, okay, I think the rule would be anyone wants to not live in Winnipeg, but if I am to be around Winnipeg, I would rather be in Winnipeg. Because if I'm in the middle of nowhere and it snows hard, well, then I'm screwed for going out anywhere until I don't even know how they work that. Who the hell shovels the snow in the middle of nowhere? Do they have people doing that? I don't live out there to see that. But I know if I live in Winnipeg, they're going to shovel the snow tomorrow. It is a necessity. This is what there is a portion of these super chats that go to my taxes that make sure that the roads and the sidewalks are shoveled immediately. Bab. We've got Sadistic Hypnotist. And Nath of the Gilt Leaf? Nath? Oops, no, I'm just not spelling this thing right. Nath of the Gilt Leaf, 5-mana 4/4. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may have target opponent discard a card at random. Whenever an opponent discards a card, you may create a 1/1 green elf warrior token. But they need cards in their hand, you know. Sadistic Hypnotist is a 5-mana 2/2. Sacrifice a creature. Target player discards 2 cards. Activate this ability only anytime you could cast a sorcery. What? Whenever an opponent discards a card, you may create. Okay, I guess we're just gonna make our opponents have no cards in their hand. I guess that's the combo. Thank you for your service, chat. Well, old boy, are you also from Winnipeg? Is that what you're trying to tell me here? How many Winnipeggers are in chat? I can never tell, to be honest. Doesn't exactly show me where you're all from. You can untap in response to removal though if you have the but you need the spare mana. So it's all about the spare mana for that combo. This believe it or not, Rare Blue Skittles, Barren Glory, Oblivion Ring, and Apocalypse not jank enough. That is pretty common combo. Everyone knows that combo. It's got it. Look, if you're gonna use Barren Glory, you gotta use Scrambleverse, okay? Scrambleverse. But actually that one didn't work either. Because you can't get rid of the lands. Or I guess the whole mana base could have been like non-lands. So Scrambleverse might have been possible. Okay, next. We got Trunic. How many cards is this? Okay, well, this is 3. Okay, Asmorano. This sounds like it's a flavor win. Because this is okay, we have our chef, and we have Academy Manufacturer, and then we get a Nuka-Cola. Is that what it is? A Nuka-Cola, which is a drink. I want my Nuka. That's not a real. This is a Nuka-Cola. It's a rip-off of Coca-Cola. 2 food are needed, and you end up with infinite tap treasures and clues when you start sacrificing food to Asmo. Nuka-Cola. Pay 1, tap, create a food token. Whenever you sack a food token, create a tap treasure token. Sounds cool. But if you make that food token, Academy Manufacturer says, you also get a clue food and treasure at the same time. Oh my god. So we make a food token. Whenever you sack the food, we get a treasure. So Asmo has this ability, sack 2 foods, create, target creature deals 6 damage to itself. Okay, so we sack the food, which means we get a treasure, which means we get a bunch of treasures. So how do we get, like, okay, so we've created a board state with 1 clue, 1 food, 3 treasures, but I don't know how you keep this going. That's it. Sack 2 food. I don't know how to keep this going, actually, here. Gorgondork says, hypnotism was a flavor win, in my opinion, because you basically doing infinite duress. That's true. I didn't understand the comments. It's okay. Hold priority? What would that do? So if I understand, okay, we make our food token. We pay 1, we make a food token. Now we have 2 food tokens. No, sorry, we don't even have 2 food tokens. We just have a food token, a clue, and a treasure. Sorry, it's if you would create 1, you create 3 instead. So we have 3. Let's say we have another food in play. Then we sack our foods to the Asmo. We get the treasure token, which means we have 3 of them. That's it. Okay, we have synergy. 2 foods make 2 treasures, which make 2 new food tokens. How does 2 food make 2? How does 2 food make 2 treasures? Do we have 2 Academy manufacturers in play? Like, that's the only way I could see this work. We need 2 because if we make one food, then we just end up getting 1, because the Academy manufacturer says if you make a food, then you just make a clue, food, and treasure. We actually don't have 2. We don't even have 2 food on the battlefield right now. We need. Oh, we need the we need the Underworld cookbook too. Nuka-Cola says sack A, not sack 1 or more. Whenever you sacrifice a food, create a tap treasure token. Oh. Okay, Asmo gets. Oh, we gotta get the cookbook. The Underworld Cookbook. Discard a card, create a food token. All right, now we're cooking with food, I guess. Sacrifice the Underworld Cookbook. Okay, so we made 1 food, we got a bunch. We made another food, we got a bunch. And then what? Like every single time we sack so if we sack 2 foods, we get 2 treasure tokens, and then we get 3 of each. I hope that works. That stuff is complicated. The plot thickens. The stock thickens. I think the plot thickens. Yeah, you need 2 foods to sack to the chef. All right, we got this. We got the second food. Whenever you sack, I'm assuming this triggers twice for each 2 food that we sacrifice. If it doesn't, then the whole thing falls apart. Oh my god, this stupid vending machine is $20. That's so weird. Z-Man Vader wants to get on here on the show. Here's a chaotic combo for you. Yes, it includes lands. Okay, we want Lightning Greaves. On your commander big guy, you want Chaos Warp. And then Radiant Performer. I want to say we've seen this before. So, okay, so Lightning Greaves protects your best creature, ideally your commander. Chaos Warp, the owner of target permanent shuffles it into their library, then reveals the top card of their library. If it's a permanent card, they put it onto the battlefield. And I believe the Radiant Performer is going to make everything targeted with this. Flash, whenever Radiant Performer enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand, choose target spell or ability that targets only a single permanent. Copy that spell or ability for each other permanent or player. The spell or ability could target. Each copy targets a different one of those permanents or players. So basically, put everything back into their deck. Is it any permanent? The owner of target permanent. This is like Stone Rain. So everyone's gonna be left with nothing. Literally nothing. Lycum says it's a popular so in terms of responding to the Nuka-Cola, it's a popular combo piece, which is functionally reserve list due to the UB licenses. It's surprisingly it's only $20. I don't think that's gonna. Well, I'm not entirely sure how much that matters, because they've got also these the secret layer. They have they made a secret layer. Maybe they did it really close at the. No, this is new. This is super new. So I think they can make more secrets and stuff. They can go secret layer for forever. Okay, we got Grandmaster Key. We got Pestilence. And Urza's Armor. Sounds like old cards, old combos. Urza's. It's a very old card. Hope that combo doesn't show my age. We love old classic combos. Urza's Armor is a 6-mana artifact. If a source would deal damage to you, prevent 1 of that damage. Well, that's perfect. That's all I need with Pestilence. 4-mana enchantment. At end of turn, if there are no creatures in play, sacrifice your Pestilence. Well, I guess that's the one problem with this. Pay a black. Pestilence deals 1 damage to each creature and each player. But it won't deal any damage to you, but it'll deal damage to everybody else. All you need is infinite black mana, and that'll win you the game. You can prevent all the damage being dealt to you while simultaneously dealing infinite damage to everybody else. It's okay. We're all old here. It's like, you think I'm young? No, absolutely not. I'm not any younger. I'm definitely not younger than most people here. Not to say that anybody's old. Sorry, I'm not. We're all in the same boat. That's what I'm trying to say here. Try not to insult everybody at the same time. Ozai Phoenix King from Rin. You want it, and you want what? Fire Nation? Fire Nation, stand up. Well, there's Fire Nation Palace. Too many Fire Nation cards. And Aggravated Assault. You could go to jail for this. How do I spell aggravated assault? I don't know. I don't. Why is this? This is not. This is so stupid. Aggravated. Okay, I'm not even gonna read anything. Aggravated assault. I don't know how to spell aggravated. It's a fail on me. I'm just gonna look up assault. I know how to spell. Why? What the hell? Aggravated. What did I do wrong? I know the V was accidentally something else half the time. Take care, Z-Man Vader. Take care. Okay, what the heck? Okay, that was the 3rd card. Oh my god. Okay, Ozai Phoenix King. This is a 6-mana 7/7 human noble. Trample, firebending 4, haste. If you would lose unspent mana, that mana becomes red instead. That's weird. And I guess you get to keep it. Ozai has flying and indestructible as long as you have 6 or more unspent mana. Well, it does have firebending 4, so it's not like it's hard to get. Next, we have Fire Nation Palace. The land enters tapped unless you control a basic land. Tapped out a red. And for 2 mana, tap target creature you control gains firebending 4 until end of turn. Target creature you control gains firebending 4 until end of turn. That's it. 2 mana tap. Okay. Oh, I get it. So you're just going to have a boatload of mana to do this infinite times. So Aggravated Assault, 5 mana. Untap all creatures you control after this phase. There's an additional combat phase followed by an additional main phase. Play this ability only anytime you could play a sorcery. And with a million... So this... I guess it increases the firebending from like firebending 4 to firebending 8. And so you can infinitely attack, infinitely trample over some damage. And is indestructible for as long as your fire... You have a lot... You will have a lot of mana in your firebending. Does that have vigilance? No. Tap target creature. Oh yeah, do we untap our lands too? Oh, untap all creatures you control after this phase. There's an addition. No, we don't untap the lands. Target creature you control. Oh, no, it just gains firebending 4. Okay, so we just have more firebending. Yeah, the 2 firebending stack, and you get 8 mana every single combat. Wait, I tripped over my shoes a few times, but we got there, chat. Trunick, thank you so much for your super chat. Here's one of those super chats that pay for your snow removal in Winnipeg. Thank you so much, Trunick. Thanks to that, we'll take a look at a combo past the regular timer of the show. Okay, who has no combo yet? Fabian doesn't have a combo. Hazel's Brewmaster. Channeler Initiate. Exile Channeler in the graveyard to have infinite mana with singular non-creature food on the battlefield. So we need a food on the battlefield. Channeler Initiate is a 2 mana 3/4 human druid. Jeez, that is big. When this creature enters, put 3 -1/-1 counters on target creature you control. Oh, okay. It's probably going to be this one. Tap, remove a -1/-1 counter from this creature. Add 1 mana of any color. Hazel's Brewmaster. It's a squirrel. Toads would be proud. 4 mana 3/4. With Menace. Whenever Hazel's Brewmaster enters or attacks, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard and create a food token. Foods you control have all activated abilities of all creature cards exiled with the Hazel's Brewmaster. So what is the point of that? Okay, so we're exiling this to make a food that can tap to remove -1/-1 counters. Remove a -1/-1 counters from this creature. Add 1 mana of any color. Foods you control have all activated abilities of all creature cards. I don't get this. Okay, so we do that. To have infinite mana with a singular non-creature food on the battlefield. But don't you have to remove the minus... It's actually a requirement to remove a -1/-1 counter from a creature to add the mana, right? If you can't remove the -1/-1 counter, then you don't... Like, you don't get the mana. Does this actually work? Are we missing something? And the food that you have on the battlefield doesn't have any -1/-1 counters on it. Just doesn't have anything. It has the ability to tap, remove a -1/-1 counter from this creature, which has no -1/-1 counters. Am I missing anything, chat? Oh, Devotex Druid. Devotex Druid. We had the wrong card. Was it a you thing or a me thing? Oh, you mean Devoted Druid. Devoted Druid. Okay, that's different. That's a different druid. Yeah. Put a -1/-1 counter on this creature. Untap this creature. Okay, if you exile that card, yes, you got yourself an infinite mana combo. Wait, wrong one. It was at that point Fabian realized they screwed up. This is a CDH combo. What, with the squirrel? This is this is a CEDH card? It's very surprising to me. I don't doubt that Devoted Druid is a infinite card. Oh, Grandmaster Key with love your MTG player caught cheating vids. I am working on one right now. Thank you so much. And that's cheating. Gets me every time. Yeah, gets me every... It doesn't get me every time because I see it every single time. Thanks for the super chat. We'll donate it to... We're going to donate... You know who we're going to donate it to? We're going to donate it to Steve Cooper, who usually gives super chats. This today, we're receiving one. Overloaded Cyclonic Rift. That could be the end of this combo right there. Oh, I need to get this art. I love this art. I think it's just so much better than the Cyclonic Rift that I own already. Warped Devotion. I love that art. And Morning Tide. Aesthetic is so important to me. Okay, what is so great about this combo that, like, this card doesn't do it just by itself? Okay, 7 mana, Overload, basically return everything that isn't yours to your opponent's hand. Warp Devotion, an enchantment. Whenever a permanent is returned to a player's hand, that player discards a card from their hand. And then we also have Morning Tide, sorcery. Remove all cards and all graveyards from the game. They're not coming. They're not coming back. Nothing's coming back here. I don't know if that's necessary though. I guess for anybody who is going to return something, like, you know, anything that they can play from the graveyard. Graveyard is a resource, that's for sure. We have another super chat from Trunik. Trunik donated. Thanks so much for donating to my snow removal. We're gonna give it to Corbinek. The mirror. What is this? Mirror Weave, Drooling Ogre. Okay, hold on. Mirror Weave, Drooling Ogre. And you want Dark Steel Relic. It's indestructible, and that's all that it does. Drooling Ogre says whenever a player plays an artifact spell, that player gains control of Drooling Ogre. That's weird. Mirror Wave. Each other creature becomes a copy of target non-legendary creature until end of turn. Whenever a player plays an artifact spell, that player gains control of Drooling. Okay, so we're turning everything into a Drooling Ogre. And then we are going to steal everything with the Dark Steel Relic. I feel like I've seen variations of this combo before. It's always fun to swipe everybody's creatures. And I believe it's only until end of turn. Yeah, it's only until end of turn. And then after that, they're all regular creatures. If someone wants to steal your Drooling Ogre, I think they missed out on the party. Okay, if there's any this is definitely not a show where you get 2 cards. So I'll try to get through everybody's no card yet stuff, because we only do the show like once. We do it once a month. Trench Gorger from Rare Blue Skittles. Goblin Charbelcher. Char. And Strionic Resonator. How in the hell is this going to work? Okay, this copies target triggered ability you control, and you can get new triggers. You're going to copy a Goblin Charbelcher? This is what you pay 3 tap, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a land card. So ideally you have no lands in your deck, and you deal that much damage to somebody, or you deal as much damage as you revealed cards. Then we have the Trench Gorger. Trample. When Trench Gorger enters the battlefield, you may search your library for any number of land cards, exile them. Oh, that's what you want to do. You don't have to play. You don't even need to have any lands in your deck. I think you can make that work in Commander too. Like, I think there's enough non-land. I think there's enough non-land lands, if you know what I mean, to make a Commander deck out of it. This probably just has to be a Wooburg deck. You exile them, then shuffle your library. If you do, Trench Gorger's power and toughness each become equal to the number of cards exiled this way. And I guess you're doubling the Charbelcher just in case you just don't have enough permanents to show. Okay, that probably works. Probably. Texter was like, my favorite show every month. Love seeing the jank combos. Okay, who else has no combo yet? I'm looking for no combo yet, people. I assume I don't think Secret Card Shop got one. Old School, Daru Spiritualist. Lightning Graves. Lightning Graves, Starlit Sanctum. Okay, move the Graves between the 2 creatures, sack it to land, infinite life, every noob's dream was also standard legal. Really? Lightning Greaves was in standard? So, Daru Specialist, whenever a cleric you control becomes the target of a spell or ability, gets +0/+2 until end of turn. And you're a cleric! What do you know? I can keep equipping you with this Lightning Greaves. Equip for 0, equip for 0, equip. Pretty sure you couldn't equip something that's already equipped. Oh no, you can't. You gotta like bounce it around. Do you have to bounce it around, people? I can't remember if you I think you can just equip to the same thing over and over again. Starlit Sanctum, land, tap for a colorless. Pay white, tap. Sacrifice a cleric creature. You gain life equal to the sack creature's toughness. because we like buffed it up to a bazillion. And then pay a black tap, sacrifice a cleric creature. Target player loses life equal to the sacrificed creature's power. Oh, but this thing's not that big. It's small. Very, very small. You can, but Greaves, which gives Shroud, which means you need to target. Ah, right. Yeah. I can't target my shrouded thing. Greaves, damn it. Yeah, it has to be 2 creatures. Fabian, Yagra, Eater of All, and Bane of Progress. Yagra. Oh, not enough Yagra. Eater of All. Too many Yagras out there. And Bane of Progress. Okay, everything's a food. Other creatures are food artifacts in addition to their other types and have pay 2. Tap, sack it to gain 3 life. Whenever a food is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put 2 +1/+1 counters on your Yagra. Bane of Progress. When this creature enters, destroy all artifacts and enchantments. Put a +1/+1 counter on this creature for each permanent destroyed this way. Good God. Everything's a food except Yagra, apparently. Can't re-equip the Lightning Greaves because the target has Shroud. Yeah, I missed that. We know this because of Nadu. Isn't Nadu a fun card? Actually, I actually originally knew that from the Cephalid Illusionist, which was a very I believe it's called the English Breakfast or something, or Breakfast Combo. Can't remember what they call it in Legacy. It's got a name. Josaro says, can I have an artifact? Hold the abilities. Hold the mana cost. Hold the artifact creature. Hey, just give me an indestructible rock. That's probably something everybody wants or needs. Just a 2 mana, like, add 1 generic mana, and it's indestructible. No one mess with my damn thing. No one mess with my thing. We have any more combos? Did everyone get a combo? We all had fun here? You got a combo, right, Toilet Duck? Better have got a combo. I'll feel very bad if you didn't. I got your combo, Corbinek. Just digging back into the deep crevices of the chat. I think I got everybody. Oh no, there's someone of Billion Pig! Billion! Not million, billion. Okay, we got Be'lakor, the Dark Master. What is this? Okay, the Dark Master. And Rite of Replication. Rite of Replication? Is that as simple as that? Is it really as simple as that? Okay, the Dark Master. It's a 6 mana, 6/5 demon. Flying. Prince of Chaos. When Be'lakor, the Dark Master, enters the battlefield, you draw X cards and you lose X life, where X is the number of demons you control. There's what you draw X cards. Okay. Then Lord of Torment. Whenever another demon enters the battlefield under your control, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. So then we want to Rite of Replication our demon. Create a token that's a copy of target creature. If the spell was kicked, create 5 of those tokens instead. And that will absolutely work. It'll probably dome everybody for 100 bazillion, maybe 1 billion damage. 1 billion pigs. That's how much damage it's gonna do. As usual, my coffee crew, my Zyber Nation. We do these shows 9 a.m. Central Standard Time on Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays. But on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we do these shows at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks to everyone who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you super chat to be part of the show, or even super chat so other people are part of the show. And of course, thank you so much, everyone, for being here today. Keeping up with those, keep those combos coming. You hear me, Gillum? You hear me, the Texas Dice, Steve Cooper? We got Mercenary, Corbinek. I got Mappius, Secret Card Shop, Gillum, Mercenary, Old Boy, Hexenort, the Texas Dice, and many more, and 1 billion pigs. Keep brewing them coffees, everyone. We're going to keep brewing up the magic. See, so long, Micum, so long, Bab, Fabian, and many more. And I will see you at the next cup.